And we're back on some more Elden Ring. So, in my last video, as you all saw, I beat the Fire Giant. I did a lot more stuff than just the Fire Giant, but we have our first ever incantation from a remembrance. So, whenever we get an incantation from a remembrance, I must use it on the next remembrance boss. I'm going to use Burno Flame on Placidusax. I've decided that trying to hit Malekith with this fucking thing is going to be damn near impossible. So we're going to just use it on Placidusax. So that'll be pretty much like my end goal. This video is going to be using Burno Flame. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to mess around in the consecrated snowfield. But the next gameplay segment you'll see is when we actually get into Farum, which is our next area. So if you guys do end up liking this video, drop a like down below. If you want to see some more of this type of content, I upload pretty much every single day, so drop a sub. If you guys want to add any incantations, bosses, or rules, drop them down in the comments. I'll update the list, and every single time that I do, you guys will be the first to see it. Once again, I just want to say thank you, because without all of your support over the last 2 or 3 months now, I wouldn't be doing this run in the way that it is. So I just want to say once again, thank you. And with that, we have some bosses to go kill. I didn't really do much, to be honest with you. I killed this magma worm up here and consecrated so I could get some like magma thing. And then I went over to the yellow annex ruins so that I could do one of the, I think my final frenzy incantations in base game. So now we have that as well. I was going to go get the like last black flame thing that I had to go get. I cannot be bothered, by the way. This spirit collar cave sucks ass. It's not worth it. I'm not going to bother with it. So we're going to go to Farum, and this is going to be the start of potentially a really rough area of the game, to be honest with you. But, oh man, I'm going to miss Melina. Melina's one of my favorite characters in the game, man.
O Erd tree, you shall burn. Burn for the sake of the new Lord. Thank you for guiding me here. The one who walks alongside flame shall one day meet the road of destined death. Goodbye.
Man, I fucking love that cutscene so much. It's so fucking good. The music in the background so softly. Ugh, God, it's just so good. And now we're in hell. We go from that shit to this. And here we are. I think in the last video I ended up mentioning that the Blade of Calling, this. So I was actually a bit wrong, admittedly. So the one who walks alongside flame shall one day meet the road of destined death. That can be interpreted 2 ways. The way that I said was if you were to take the Frenzied Flame, you would be guaranteed destined death. And that is true, but it's also true for that. So that cutscene there basically explains, like, to become Lord, you must burn the Erd Tree. But it goes a step further than that. You need destined death to be able to covet God. It is the only way to become the Elden Lord. You must covet God. And to do that, you, like I said, need destined death. So, all right, I have to like bear in mind, I might just put it on now actually. So Burno Flame comes from what I need. So like I said before, I have a rule. If a remembrance drops an incantation, I must use that incantation on at least one boss. I'm going to be using Burno Flame literally one time. This will be the only time I ever use Burno Flame. I'm not even going to lie. So I ended up seeing some news on GTA 6. So I'm going to be honest. I'm not like excited for GTA 6 like a lot of people are. I personally don't give a fuck about GTA 6, but I ended up seeing that they might be pushing it back again beyond November of this year. So I'm going to try to explain the situation though. So from what I can tell, what they're doing is they are basically saying like, yeah, we're not even done cutting stuff out of the game yet. So we might push it back so that we can get the whole game out instead of only partial bit of the game. So they're still making cuts to like the final content they want in the game and some story stuff and dialogue and basically like, you know, what you're doing before you start bug fixing, right? So yeah, they're not even in the bug fixing phase of the game yet, and it's set to come out in November of this year, right? So originally they were aiming for March, which would have been insane, by the way, just from the way that they've explained how they're like currently in development. It would never have been possible. It was just not going to happen. So the idea that they could get the game out in March was simply just not feasible, especially like I said, with the way that it's being said now, with the way that the development and stuff of it is going, there was no chance that they were going to get that shit out in March. If they did, it would have been one of the most like catastrophic releases in gaming in recent memory. It would have been really bad. So now they're thinking November isn't even close enough because they haven't started bug fixing, which is, I mean, the largest game of 2026 might not even come out. So what I think is actually happening here is I personally believe that this is sort of like a cyberpunk situation where the game is going to be out on the current gen of consoles, right? And it's too ambitious. It's too big to get out on console. You know, when people talk about the failures that was Cyberpunk when it came out, admittedly, I was one of those people. It was bad. It was one of, if not the worst releases in modern day gaming ever. It was bad. It was really, really bad. Partially the reason to blame was the fact that the Xbox One and the PS4 and what was it, the PS4 Pro and I guess the Xbox One X or whatever they called it, like the best versions of those consoles, could not run the game. GTA 6 might do the same thing. This title might be too big for the current gen of consoles, which, to be fair, this current gen of consoles fucking reeks ass. These consoles cannot run games without some form of hitching, frame dropping, input delay, ghosting. I think the PS5 Pro now has AI Gen on it for frame rate and stuff. And like, it's just, that's where we're at right now, is where they would rather use the frame genning shit to sort of hide optimization issues. Borderlands 4 comes to mind when I think of that, but it is a mess right now. And my assumption is that's what's happening because the current gen of console is aimed to be the current gen of console due to RAM shortages and stuff until 2030, roughly. It's at least an extra year or two of the current gen of consoles, which would push back. And my thought process is maybe what the devs at Rockstar were trying to do, or maybe not the devs, but like the CEOs, they were trying to get people into the game on the current gen of console where they, you know, take a lot back from it, either density of crowds or whatever it may be, right? And then they get the dev kit for the PS6 and whatever the next Xbox console is, if there even is one. And then they basically give the PS6 and whatever the next Xbox is a launch title of GTA 6, but it's more of like an enhanced version of it. That's just my assumption. And obviously I'm probably talking out of my ass because I don't know everything that goes on in game dev and stuff, but I would assume that that's probably what is going down, is they are very likely aiming for the next gen of console to actually run it. All right, we're gonna use a sleep pot just because if I don't, this is an unbearable fight. I don't have another one, which kind of sucks, but I don't even know if I'll need it. I'm still using Dragon Maw, by the way. This thing is fucking insane. I love this thing. All right, this guy's not even awake yet either. This is massive. Big bleed. Holy. Oh, the poise. Nice. That was really fast. Holy. Also, I haven't talked about League on this channel in a very long time, but the new cinematic just came out, and man, is it insane. Same with Valorant, actually. I don't play Valorant anymore pretty much at all, but yeah, that new cinematic for that was also absolutely fucking bonkers. I'll give Riot one thing. They know how to make a cinematic really cinematic. They know how to do that shit, man. It's insane. All right, I think we just have it. I want him to spawn in the other one because it locks him into the animation. Thank you. And you're dead. There we go. I was gonna say, you just gotta lock him into that animation. Yeah, Godskin Duo used to be one of my harder bosses, just from a standpoint of it sucks. But yeah, I mean, it still sucks, but not bad. That was first try. Also, I'm starting to pump Arcane now. I don't know if that's a good thing, but I am. So, but yeah, man, the new League season, I don't know. I'm a jungler, so I have no idea how that's gonna go, just because jungle in this patch for this new season isn't getting shit. I mean, movement speed in the jungle sounds really good on paper, and it probably is, and I'm maybe underestimating it, but I don't know, man. I think that every other lane just benefits so much more. Like bot lane, if you're in the AD carry, you get obviously the 7th item. Technically it's 6 full items plus boots, and I think that's really good, especially for bot lane. And then top lane, you know, you'll get the extra XP from top lane, as well as you'll get a higher level cap. So I think it's 20 now instead of 18, which is insane, by the way. One level in League is roughly about 1,200 gold of stats. So you're getting roughly 2,500 gold in stats just from being in top lane, which is crazy, by the way. That's gonna be insane, I feel, especially for some like scalers, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't really been paying attention to people playing the PvE just because I don't know, I don't really care, but I'm a bit concerned about certain characters getting that buff when they're not normally played in top lane. Like, obviously with a character like Kassadin, for example, right? Kassadin doesn't really do things pre-9 in mid lane, right? So why not just throw him into the top lane? He gets level 20 at some point if the game goes on long enough. To be fair, with Kassadin, that is almost a guarantee, because you're going to be playing the game to scale at least to level 16, right? But then you're also going to have Kassadin getting more gold because he can split very easily, right? So he's going to be getting increased gold and increased XP, plus he'll have teleport just readily available when he finishes his quest. I'm wondering if Kassadin would be a really strong top laner for the scaling purpose of it, right? But then I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, why do that when you could just play Fiora? Fiora is already one of the strongest scaling top laners in the entire game already. Now you're gonna give her another 2-ish thousand gold in stats. That's gonna be fucking insane, right? Another 2-ish thousand gold, a little bit more, in stats just from being in top lane as Fiora is really good, to say the least. That is insane, even, actually. I'll take it a step further. That is going to be insane. And then mid lane, admittedly, kind of didn't get much. You get empowered recall every, I think it's like 3 or 5 minutes. You'll get a Baron recall, which is good, except that it's every couple minutes. So is it really? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But jungle and support, to be honest with you, didn't really get much, which I'm a bit partial about, because like I said, I am a jungler at heart. But, I hope for the best. I just think that they might end up reverting or changing how some of these things get played out is all. All right, we did just get a Somber 10. All right, so I do have the new Smithing Stone Bell Bearing as well, so we may as well just max out this Godslayer seal as well. All right, so now for whatever we want, we can get whatever we want. I have Sombers 5, 6, 7, and 8 just readily available. I can eventually go back and get the 1 and 2 as well. It doesn't really matter to me, but I think I only need 10 of these and then 10 of these, but I cannot afford all of them. So there it is. All right, so now we have 2 plus 25 seals. So we got my Godslayer seal up to plus 25, and we also got my Dragon Communion seal up to plus 10. I don't know if any of these would be better, to be honest with you. Maybe Erdtree, just because, I mean, it takes 40 faith, so I'm assuming this thing probably scales hard as shit. What does it take? The Erdtree seal takes Sombers. It's already going to be on level 1. That's insane. What do I need? I need 3s. Okay, so now we need to find... All right, here it is. This is probably going to cost a lot. Never mind. This is dirt cheap. We can't max it out yet. All right, let's go fuck with Placidusax. This might suck, by the way. I have no idea how this is actually going to go. I might put on the Axe Talisman. Do I have it? Oh, I don't. I should probably go get that. All right, we're going to hope I have enough mana, to be honest with you. I probably should start allocating maybe like 8-4. I think right now I'm allocating 6-6, which I don't need 6 healing ever, pretty much. So I might have to reallocate. Hopefully not like mid-boss fight, but you know. Man, Placidusax used to be my favorite boss fight in the entire game. Honestly, it's close. Definitely, at the very least, still in my top 3. I love this fight. Not only is it in the base game anyway, the only original fight in the dragon line. Every other dragon is at some point copied. Placidusax isn't. Placidusax is fully original, and that's why I love the fight. Lanciax is original up to a point, and then just gets copy-pasted in Farum Azula. And then you have Fortisax, which is basically just Lanciax with Deathblight. And every other boss, like dragon or whatever, is the same fight with a different element, and it's very disappointing, but... What hit me? What hit me? Did Placidusax just use the Force on me? Are you a Sith? Like, what was that? What happened? Dude, I don't even know if in editing I'll be able to see what the fuck just happened to me, because I feel like nothing killed me. Give him a Dragon Maw. Oh, yeah, Dragon Maw. Dragon Maw is one of my favorite incantations, by the way. Give him the Dragon Maw. Look at that damage. Oh, your body has one big hitbox on it that hurts me. Okay, that makes more sense. I think I know what killed me then. That was a massive one. Ooh, now we're going to get this thing in the head. No, we're not. So I went over, but it's fine. I hear it. There you are. This shit is so cool, by the way. Oh, I love it. No, you do the pullback. I forgot. Fuck. And there we go. One of the best bosses in the entire game has been conquered. That really didn't take me too long. And I don't know what the rule was. I don't remember, to be honest with you. Was it to kill him with it? Because I did. So I did do a little bit of stuff that took longer than it should have, but it really didn't take that long. So I went ahead, did this just to see the scaling. Yeah, it's not much. And then I went ahead and plus 25 this just to see the scaling again. But it boosts giant flame incantations, which Burno Flame is. So there you go. I decided to use that at the very end there. Ancient Dragon Lightning Strike. This is an insane incantation. I might add that to my reservoir of stuff that I end up using like permanently. But with that, we are officially done with Placidus Axe. I'm the real Dragon Lord. Let that be fucking known. I am not going to be bested. All right, so we are not fully done yet because we actually have a brand new incantation to go grab. So we end up getting Placidus Axe's Ruin. So I'm going to very quickly show you guys what this ends up looking like when we actually use it. Okay, so Placidus Axe's Ruin is really going to fuck me because it takes 3 memory slots to use. But this is what it looks like. So I'll do the uncharged first. Really cool. Now, let's see what it looks like charged. So I actually don't know if the charge does anything different. We could find out really quickly, though. Oh, actually, yeah, okay, we can't charge it, but that is besides the point. The other thing that's really cool about it, though, is if you read that, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of messed up, but if you read that right, we can do this. You see that shit? That is so fucking cool. We can jump into it, dude. That is maximum. Oh, God. That is just... Oh, it's so cool. It's so fucking cool. I don't care, man. That shit is awesome. All right, so I'm going to end this video here. I figured it'd be pretty fitting to do it in the Placidus Axe arena. This arena is super fucking cool, by the way. One of the best set pieces in the game. One of the best boss arenas, too. But if you guys did end up enjoying this video, drop a like down below. If you want to see some more of this type of content, I upload pretty much every single day, so drop a sub. Like I said before, though, I just want to say thank you. Truly, I want to say that once again. Thank you. The way that we're doing this run is because of all of you and all of your support. So if you guys have any incantations, rules, bosses, or anything else you want to add to this run, drop them down in the comments. I'll add them to the list. Every single time I update that list, you will be the first to see. So with that, we are finally using pretty much every single rule that we have up to a point. And I guess next video will be Malekith, which is going to be very interesting to say the least. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all later.